me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next worksheet would be worksheet number 11, and it will be due on July 30th. I will probably email it to you tomorrow. I put it in the postal mail for those of you who are getting your copies by mail. I did that today. I put it in my mail room here. So you should get that one. But that due date is July 30th. And then our session will be on August 2nd. July 30th is your due date for that new worksheet, which will be worksheet number 11. So today we will do worksheet number 10, and make sure you observe carefully the questions, and don't let me leave the question if you still have some concerns about it or them, because each one of these questions was designed to test something specific. So let me share my screen. Okay. And does everyone see? This is worksheet number 10. Start at the beginning. Okay, does everybody see TASC Math Algebra worksheet number 10 at the top? Yes?
No, Miss Barbara. Good afternoon, everyone.
I haven't seen it, Miss Barbara.
So you don't see it. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Let me share. I have it on my screen, but I don't think I'm sharing with you. Let's see. Bring this down. Okay. Share screen. And here we go. Okay, now do you see it?
Oh yes, it
okay.
came up bright.
Very good. TASC Math Algebra worksheet number 10. Everyone see that?
Yes, and it marked due by July the 9th.
That's right. Due by July 9th, which was last week. So I did hear from everybody, and I sent you corrections back. But let me thank Vanessa. Vanessa was the first one to send hers in, and she did excellent on it. Thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, she sent hers in first. Now, some of you kind of waited, but remember now, if it's due a certain date, you don't want to start the day before or 2 days before. You really have weeks to work on it. So you should just do like 1 or 2 each day. Just kind of pace yourself, but don't wait until the last minute. And then if you have any questions on anything you don't understand, you can always text me or call me. Maureen does that, and then I send her an explanation. So, because I don't want you just bogged down and not be able to resolve the problem. So if you try to do one and you find you're having problems, call me or text me, and I'll give you some explanation to help you get the problem solved. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question, Alva. You have a bank account, right? Alva?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Okay. Now, when you deposit money into your account, are you adding or are you subtracting?
I am adding.
That's right. Now, when you do a debit against your account or you write a check, are you adding or subtracting?
I am subtracting.
That's right. Now, let's look at number 1. A football team lost 5 yards and then gained 9. What is the progress? Now, Alva, 5 yards, is that an add or subtract?
The team lost. That means you're going to subtract.
So that would be a -5, right?
Yes.
Now, if they gain 9, is that an add or a subtract?
It's a add.
It's an add, so that's going to be a plus, right?
Yes.
Will be a +9. Now, This was designed to make sure you know how you know the rules of signs. So when you add a negative and a positive, what operation do you do, Alba? And I mean mathematical operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Which one?
You're adding the
Yes.
9 to
Okay.
the -5.
So what is the result?
Would it be a -14?
No. What's the rules? What's the rules when you adding?
You subtract.
You
Okay.
subtract.
You subtract. Yes.
That's right. And use the sign of the number that has the greater absolute value. Absolute means you disregard the sign. So
Yes.
if you subtract, what do you get, Alva?
9 from 5 from 9 is 4.
Plus or minus?
A +4.
That's right. Plus.
So I didn't get that one right.
No, that's why I wanted you to go through it, because
Yes.
you have a -9 for the loss of 5 yards, and you have a +9 for the gain of 9 yards, and you subtract the 5 from the 9, you get a 4. The 9 is the biggest number, absolute value. So that's why the sign is plus. Another way of looking at it, you have more positives than negatives. So your answer would have to have a plus sign.
Okay, so so the answer would +4.
That's right. Answer is a +4. And some of you missed that. You're not the only one that missed it, Albert. And that's why I want to make sure you understand the law of signs for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Any questions on number 1?
You know, it's an everyday thing and you just cannot get it.
Yeah, that's why I took a real world example for you, Alva, like your checking account. You understand that. You understand you make deposits and you add into it. You debit your account or you write a check, you're subtracting from your account.
You're subtracting.
That's it. And to balance your account, you starting out with a balance, you add the deposits and you subtract the debits. Okay. No questions on number 1, correct?
Have it right, yeah.
Okay. Maureen, are you there? You're on mute. Maureen? Maureen is
Miss Barbara.
Yes.
When you send the answers out in the group, it's like it's go around. Because it was when you send the answers out in the group, other people can see it.
Well, that's another thing. When I send a group message and you need to reply to me, don't reply on that thread. Don't reply. All right?
Yeah,
Alva, go to mute if you're going to talk on the phone. Mute yourself.
Oh, just a minute, Miss Barbara. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. That's another thing. When I send a group text, don't respond back to me on that group text, because that's going to everybody. You respond directly to me, not to the thread that we sent out with all the names, because whatever
Excuse me 1 second. I have to step upstairs.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Alba. Yeah. So does everyone understand now, when I send out a group text and you need to reply just to me, don't reply on that group text, because whatever you're putting there is, like Alba said, is going to everybody.
Can you hear me, Miss Barbara?
Yes, Maureen, you were on mute before. So Maureen, you understand, right? Because I think you someone sent me something, said, oh no, I think that was Chastity.
I had that right.
Yeah, you had the first one right, Maureen? You understand addition of plus and plus, minus and minus, or plus and minus. Plus and minus added means you subtract, right? So
Yeah.
you had that one correct. So Maureen, what I was asking, I want to ask you about number 2. How did you solve number 2?
Okay. I put the 10 bucks and the
Can't hear you.
okay. I put the 10 bucks and the
Okay.
$5 and it was 15 and I
Okay.
multiplied by $2.
Okay. Because they
I get
both,
30.
all right. Very good. So you took 10 plus 5 and you got 15, which is a total of your notebooks and pens.
Pens, yeah.
That's total of notebooks and pens. And since they both cost the same $2, you just multiply the 2 by the 15,
15,
right?
yeah.
That's it. 2 times 15, and that's equal $30, right? $30. All right. I think most of you got that one right. Okay, if they were different prices, of course, you'd multiply the price of each item by its number of items. But this one was very simplified. It gave you 2 items and gave you the same cost for each one. So you just add them up, multiply by the cost of each, and get $30. Okay. Vanessa, number 3. How did you solve number 3?
Okay, Miss Barbara. A
We go.
customer pays $50.
Okay, I went to the next side. Okay, keep going.
Okay. One moment. One moment. Because I have to check the side. A customer pays $50 for a coffee maker after a discount of $20. What is the original price of the coffee maker?
Okay. So how did you solve that one?
Miss Barbara, this is mental maths.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
$70.
It's mental math, right?
So I just work it in my head, for real.
So tell me in your head what you did.
What I did, Miss Barbara, the customer pays $50 for a coffee maker after a discount of $20. So if he pays 50, then you add back the 20, you got $70.
That's correct. Because if you took $20 off something and you got 50, that something can only be 70, right? Because if you put it in terms of, say, like you're saying X, which is the cost, right?
Yes.
Minus 20 equal 50, right? Some price, subtract 20 from it, and you get 50. So that price can only be what? 20 plus 50, which is 70. Yes. So that X, if you add 20 to both sides, that would be X equal 20 plus 50, which is equal to, and I think most of you got that one right. Like Vanessa said, you can just do it in your head, right? This mental math. So that means the original price was $70. That's the original price. Okay. So that one was pretty straightforward. You knew what the discount price was, and you knew what the discount amount was. Add the two together, you get the original price. Questions on number 3. I was surprised number 4. So many of you missed number 4. I wonder why.
I had 12. I do number 4 and I get 12.
But most people didn't get 12, Maureen. People got a different thing. Now, Maureen, translate the words to the math. 1/2 of a number. How would you write that in math?
1/2 of a number.
Let's just say n equal the number. I mean, you could use any variable. We'll just say n. So how would you write 1/2 of n?
1/2.
What else? 1/2 of a number, the number we're calling n. How would you write 1/2 of a number?
1/2 of a number.
We're saying n is the number. So what I want you to do is translate this half of a number to the math. So how would I write that? Tell me what to write.
I don't understand.
Vanessa, what would I write?
Half and n next to the half.
Right. Yes. 1/2
N.
n.
Of means to multiply.
That's it. Maureen, you understand what Vanessa told you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
1/2, that means you multiplying 1/2 times the number, we calling it n. So 1/2 n.
Plus 5.
Now, how do I write +5, Maureen?
You put a plus and then 5.
That's it. Very good. I put plus, I put 5. Now, is translates to what symbol? Is.
N?
No,
Is.
is. What does that translate to? When you say is, what symbol is that math symbol?
11.
No, is.
Oh.
Equal.
Is
Means equal. Remember?
Equal.
So.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that means you put equal. And what is it equal to, Maureen?
11.
11. That's how you translate the phrase to the math. 1/2 of the number, which is 1/2 n. We could have said y, z, q, whatever. We just happen to use n for the variable. So 1/2 n plus 5, that means we add 5, is, that means equal 11. Now, Alva, how would I solve this equation for n? What would I do?
It says 1/2 of a number plus 5 is 11.
Okay, so how do I solve for n? What do I do first?
You would have to, okay. You'd have to.
I want to get my 5 with my 11 because they're both constants. So what would I do to get my 5 over here where the 11 is? What operation?
You'd have to bring it on both sides.
Bring it means what? How do I bring it? What operation?
It's you would have to subtract it.
That's it. Very good, Alva, because it's adding a 5, so you'd have to subtract 5.
Yes.
Right. Subtract 5 from
11.
Both sides. Actually, both sides.
Yes.
Okay. So if you subtract 5 from both sides, let's just copy this and then subtract our 5. Okay, so we subtract 5, left side, that's minus 5. And then we subtract 5 on the right side, minus 5. So what do I get on the left side, Alva? What do I have left once I subtract 5 from a plus 5?
Okay, you subtract 5 from a plus 5 is negative 0.
That's right. Very good. So that means This would be 0, so I can just take those 5s out because we don't have to say plus 0. And what's 11 minus 5, Alva?
6.
6. Okay, so 1/2 n, just copy this, that will be equal to 6. So subtract 5 from 11 and we get 6. Now, mental math, you know what the answer is. If half of a number is 6, what's the number, Alva?
Half of a number is 6.
What is the number?
Is 12.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes. So n, so you just really multiplying 2 by both sides, right? So I'll just put it here, multiply. But mental math, you know it. You don't have to do it. Multiply 2 by both sides, and you get, I'll just put it here so we don't go to the other side. Okay, so we have n equal 12. Okay, now if you want to test it, you could go take this n equal 12, put it back up here. Half of 12 is 6, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So we see indeed that's correct. All right, now most of you missed this one. I think some of you came up with 6, but see,
I
if
come
you,
up with 12.
yeah, you had 12, but several people had like 6. But see, half of 6 is 3, and 3 plus 5 is 8, not 11. So if you had taken your answer and substituted it back up here, you'd have seen that that answer is not correct. Any questions on number 4? Questions? Because this is where we take the phrases in English. It could be phrases or it could be a sentence, and we translate it to the math. So half means, half of a number means you multiply half, 1/2 times the number. If I said 1/3 of a number, you'd be multiplying 1/3 times the number. And if I said minus 5, you would subtract 5. Questions? Okay, no questions, then let me give you this one. Okay, I'm over here on the other side now. Let me bring this down. I'm giving you a problem here. Okay. This is, I want to say, let's see. 3/4 of a number. And minus 6 is equal to what number? I won't say a number. I'll let you come up with a number. Three-fourths of a number minus 6 is equal to what number? Someone want to work that out and tell me what it is?
But what is the number?
Yeah,
It said 3/4 of a number is 6.
3/4 of a number minus
Number
6
is
is
6.
equal to what number?
Okay.
Okay,
So
What is it equal to?
is it 6?
Nope.
3/4. Okay, 3/4 of the number minus 6.
3/4 of a number minus 6 is equal to what number?
okay, it's kind of tricky, but 3/4, could it be 6/6 36?
3/4.
No, remember the number you let it be n, so you're gonna solve for n. So what do you get?
minus
How would you write 3/4 of a number minus 6 equal to something? How would I write that?
3/4 minus 6. 3/4 n minus
Okay.
6.
Okay, so 3/4. Okay, let's put 3/4 n. Okay, minus
6.
6, and that's equal question mark. So what is that equal to?
3/4 of a number minus 6.
So how would you solve for n? How would you solve for n, Vanessa?
Okay, with this here, if we have to solve it,
You have to put
n,
3, 4, 10.
therefore, you have to
3/4 n minus 6
we
equals
add 6 to both sides.
Okay,
First.
all right. First, yes, that's correct, Vanessa. Add 6 to both sides. Okay. Now let's just do that. We're going to add 6 to both sides. So let's just take this equation and add our 6. Okay.
Mhm.
So we add 6 on the left side plus 6, and we add plus 6 over here. Plus 6. All right. Now, what do we have left on the left side, Vanessa?
3/4.
We have 3/4 n.
Okay. And the minus 6 plus
So
6 is what?
0.
0. Okay, so we can take that out. Now, we have 3/4 of a number equal to plus 6. What is the number equal to? How would you solve it?
So now we have to divide.
That's right. You divide what? Divide
You
both sides.
divide 3/4.
Okay, divide. Okay, both sides
by 3/4.
by 3/4. That's right. Okay, now if you do that, what do you get, Vanessa?
Okay, divide both sides by. Okay, if you divide both sides by 3/4.
Okay, put that here, and I'll put the 3/4.
So therefore, you have just n on that one side.
Okay. So I'll put the 3/4 underneath here because I'm dividing both sides by 3/4, and I'm dividing the 6 by 3/4. Right? Okay, so I will have here. Okay, 3/4, 3/4, and on the right side 3/4. So what do I have left on the left side?
So 3/4.
3/4 n divided just n, right?
Yeah, that's
All right. So, and what's 6 divided by 3/4? The small n. Let's be consistent. That's the
divided by what?
3/4.
Uh,
Yeah, this is divided. Let me just make that okay. So what is n equal to? What do you do when you're dividing by a fraction? Alva, you know, you always say it. What do you do?
Flip it.
Flip it and multiply.
yeah.
That's right. That's Alva. Alva, you flip it and multiply. So this becomes 6 times 4 over 3, right? 6 times, this is a times. Okay. I'll put the asterisk for the multiplication. Okay. 6 times 4 over 3. And what is that equal to, Vanessa?
6 times
6 times 4 over 3 is what?
Bye. 1 moment. 4 over 3. Okay, 8.
8, that's right. It's equal to 8. It's 24 over 3. So I'll just put 24 over 3, which is equal to.
Because you multiply, right? You
That's
multiply.
right. You multiply the numerators 6 times
Yes.
4, divide by the denominator 3.
Yes.
So the number that we had question mark would be equal to 8. 3/4 n minus 6 is equal to 8.
Okay.
Now, if 24 over, let's see, if we put 24 over 4, we get 6, and 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, it's not coming out as the question mark is really coming out 0, but the n is 8.
8.
Okay. But I just want to make sure you could translate the phrases to the math and write it just like we did here, solve for it, and then solve for the n. Questions?
No.
Okay, let's go to our next. What's that next? Number 5. Now, when I say an even integer, what does that mean, Maureen? What does an even integer mean? Give me an example of an integer that is even.
A number is even.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 16, 14, 12.
Yeah, 64 numbers that can be divided by 2 without a remainder. Now, some of you put odd numbers. Odd numbers are numbers that cannot be divided by 2 without a remainder, like 1, 3, 5, 7, okay, 11. All right.
Excuse me, which one you're doing now, Miss Barbara?
Number 5.
Okay.
The sum of, I'm right here, the sum of 2 consecutive even integers is 26. That means you're adding 2 consecutive even numbers and you're getting 6.
26.
So you get, I'm sorry, you're getting 26. Now that means now if you say n equal the number, right? Then the other number, because it says 2 numbers, would be equal to n plus 2. Okay. N is equal to, okay, so n is the number, and I'll just call this p. P is equal to n plus 2. So one of the numbers is n, the other number we're adding, the other number is the number n plus 2. All right, so what 2 numbers can you add up? And they both, actually this is not the math, and they both even and they add up to 26, Alva. What are the 2 numbers? Alva?
N equal the number.
Right?
And P equal n plus 2.
Yeah. So we have, well, this is, well, okay. N is equal, I'll just do it like this. N is equal number 1. That's the first number, okay? And this one, let me just put n, keep it simple. I won't have but one variable. N plus 2 is equal number 2, okay? So these 2 numbers add up to give me 26, because is 26. So if I add these 2 numbers up and get 26, how would I write that, Maureen? How would I write the equation to show that? N plus 2 equal 26. Tell me what to write. Hmm?
I know it's a prayer to my right hand, I'm right now.
What would I write, Vanessa? Two consecutive even integers is 26. One of them is n, the second one is n plus 2. Tell me what to write. They write the sum of those two numbers is equal to 26.
Could it be 12? No, I think it's 12. What did I put? Was it 12?
Yeah, 12 is one of them. What's the other one?
12.
Consecutive now. What comes after 12?
13.
Even.
Oh,
14.
14, yes.
14, right?
Mhm.
So 12 and 14 are your answers that you can get by mental math. But you could also say n, these are the two numbers, plus n plus 2 is mean equal 26.
Okay.
So n plus n is what, Maureen?
N plus N plus 2.
No, what's n plus n?
That's 26.
It's
No,
24.
what? No, you're not answering what I'm asking you. N plus n equal what, Maureen?
N plus N equals N.
No, that's a
N to the
1
second
n
power.
and a 1 n.
It's 2N.
2 n. Remember, you have coefficients here. I didn't put
Oh,
the
yeah.
1 here, but that's a 1.
2n.
That's like the default if you don't see a
Uh-huh.
number. So that would
Okay.
be 2
N
n plus 2 equal 26. So what do you do next, Maureen? To solve for n. What do I do to that equation? Maureen, I want to solve for n. What do I do first?
Put 2N on the 2N.
I don't want to put, I want
Divide both sides by 2N.
no. What do I do first? Ava, do you know what I do first? For 2n plus 2 is 26, equal 26. I want to solve for n. What's my first step?
Well, you have to bring the end on both sides.
I don't want to bring. I want to hear add,
got
subtract,
to
multiply,
Add on both
divide.
sides, Miss Barbara.
What do I do, Ava?
Add n on both sides.
No, that's not the first thing I should do.
You subtract
Subtract what, Maureen?
2N from both sides.
No, that's not true.
26 from both sides.
No, that's not true. Wait, remember
Minus-
now. What do I do,
minus 2 on both
Vanessa?
sides.
What do I do, Vanessa?
Minus 2 on both sides.
That's right, because you want to get these constants together, so you got to subtract the 2 from both sides, Maureen. That's your first step. Subtract. This is subtract 2 from
Both sides.
both sides. All right. Now, let's just take this and subtract number 2. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So let me put my 2 from both sides. Okay. This here. Now I'm on the other screen. I put that at the top. And do our subtraction. Okay, so we're subtracting 2 from both sides. So that's minus 2. And on the right side, minus
Yes,
2. So what we have left is just 2n,
N.
right? 2n equal 24, right? So that means n is 24 divided by 2, right? because you can divide
Mhm.
both sides. So this would be n
So you get,
equals
okay,
24 divided by
divided
2,
by 2.
which is equal to
So
12.
12.
All right. So if n is 12 and I add 2 to it, what do I get? 14. Right. So my two numbers are 12,
12 and 14.
right? 12 and 14. So n is 12, and I'll just put n plus 2 equal 14. Okay, this is me. Okay, so n plus 2 equal 14. So our two numbers are 12 and 14. So 12 and 14 are our answers. 12, 14 are answers. Now you could have done that mental math, right? Because
I do my mental math.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You could do it mental math because if it says even integers, that means their numbers equally divided by 2 with no remainder. So if you think of 26, you say, well, 13, 13, but those are both odd. So let me subtract
Numbers,
1
yeah.
from 13. That's a 12. And let me add 2 to the 12. And 12 and 14 are your answers. So the easiest way to do this would have been just to say, oh, what two numbers add up to 26? Well, 13 is too big and 13 is odd. So what's the even number before 13 is 12? Then if I add 2 to 12, I get 14. So my answers are 12 and 14. All right. Alva, did you get that one correct?
I sent in a few, but I'm not sure, Miss Barbara. I sent a few to you.
Yes, you did. But remember, for it be even, because some of you sent me odd numbers. See, 13 is an odd number. Even numbers are numbers that are equally divided by 2 with no remainder. So even numbers are numbers like 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 20, 30, 34. Numbers you can divide by 2 with no remainder, okay? But if it's consecutive, then the numbers that follows it must be added, 2 must be added to it. So when you count even numbers, you count by 2, like 2, 4, 6, 8. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Number 6. Ratio of two numbers is 5 to 1. The sum is 18. What are the two numbers? Now, remember a ratio. You can write a ratio as a fraction, right? So you can just say 5. Let's just put 5. And let's put underline over 1. That's a ratio, right? 1. Okay, no underline. Okay, so the easiest way to do this one is just to write it as a fraction. 5 over 1, and let's just bring that up a bit so you can see it's a fraction. Now, what ratio can you write that's equal to this and the two numbers add up to 18?
5 equal 1. And you said two numbers add up to 18.
Yeah, I want an equivalent of this ratio, and the two numbers that I put here will add up to 18.
Okay, would it be 10? 1, 5, 2,
10 and what? 10 and what?
10 and 4?
10, 4 is 14. The two numbers must add to 18.
18, okay, so it's 10.
Now, how can I get an equivalent ratio? If I have 5 over 1, what operation can I do to both 5 and 1 and get an equivalent ratio? Maureen, what can I do to 5 and 1? What operation?
And 5 and 1.
Yeah, what can
Divide.
I? No, we have to multiply. We need to, I want
Multiply.
to know what number can I multiply by 5? Same number
Uh-huh.
multiplied by 1. And the combination would give me 18.
Oh, 3 fives.
Yeah, 3 5s is 15. And then what?
And 3 ones is 3.
That's right. What's 15 and 3?
18.
That's right. So if you multiply, and let's do this, multiply numerator and denominator by
3.
3. And that would give you 15. Right over here, we'll have 15. 3 times 5 is 15, right?
Mhm.
So that's 15. And 3 times 1 is 3.
Mhm.
So there's your equivalent ratio. Let's underline that and then put here 3. That's your numbers. Okay. And 15 plus 3, if you add 15 plus 3, you get 18.
Mhm.
All right. So that's your answer. So what you're doing, you're taking the ratio and converting it to an equivalent ratio. And you do that by multiplying the top and the bottom, numerator top, denominator bottom, by the same number. And if you took 2, you'd have 10 and 1, 2 times 1, 2, but that doesn't add up to 18. So you got to make sure both your numerator and your denominator add up to 18. Any questions? Any questions on number 6? That's another mental math, actually. 2 numbers add up to 18. But they have to be numbers that have the same ratio as 5 to 1. Okay. And remember, that can be written as a fraction, or it could be written with the colon, right? 5 colon 1. So that's another way of writing the ratio. You can write it as a fraction, or you can write it with the colon, or you could say 5 to 1, just like they did in the problem. So there are 3 ways you can write a ratio. Okay. Number to number, fraction, or colon. They all represent ratio. Any questions on number 6?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you another ratio. Okay, you have a ratio of 2 numbers, and we'll say 7 to 3.
That is 3.
Okay, 7 to 3. Let's see. Okay, the sum is, let's see, 28. The sum is 40. What are the 2 numbers?
Give me 3 minutes, Miss Barbara.
Okay. Ratio
7 to
of 2
3.
numbers is 7 to 3. The sum is 40. What are the 2 numbers? Anybody got the answer?
Yeah. The sum is 40, right?
The sum of the 2 numbers is 40. The ratio is 7 to 3. So your ratio is 7.
3 times 7 is 21.
7. Okay, let's do this. 7. I'm putting it as a fraction. And you tell me what are the two numbers. Okay, so let's put the 7 and put the 3.
And the answer, the sum is 40.
And the sum of the two numbers is 40.
Okay.
What are the two numbers? Anyone have the answer? What are the two numbers? The ratio of two numbers is 7 to 3. The sum is 40. So when I'm asking you, what are the two numbers?
Okay.
Just like the one we just did.
I know.
All right. What are the two numbers? Maureen, you got it? Alba, you got it?
Okay, well, I would say 3 4 is 12. 3 4s is 12.
Mhm.
And 3 7s, no, it wouldn't be right.
Remember, they gotta write, they gotta add up to 40.
Yes, I was just saying
You're going right.
3 4s is 12. And 3 7s is 21. It's not right.
Yeah, no, you check back. 3 7s is not 21. 7.
Huh?
Oh,
Seven
there's 4 and 4, Miss
is
Barbara.
28.
I know.
So 28 and 12 give you 40.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 and 4.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
It's going right.
Yeah,
4 7 is 28.
it's 28 and
All
4.
right. Yes,
Yeah,
thanks.
and 4 3 is 12.
So what are the numbers, Alva?
It's 7 and 4.
No, what are the numbers?
28
Number is
12.
just 4, Alba.
7 and 3.
No,
28
what,
and 12.
what are the numbers, Vanessa?
4.
I'm speaking on behalf of Alva. It's 28
4
and 12.
3s is 12.
Oh,
And 4
Vanessa
7s
said
28.
28
Right.
and
Yeah, and
12.
12. Yeah, right.
Right.
12.
Yes.
And isn't that correct? You multiply the top by
Yeah.
4 and the bottom by 4,
Yeah.
and you get
Yeah,
28,
12
12.
and 28. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Vanessa got it right.
That one is number.
Yeah, you multiply. Well, I gave you one similar, number 6. So you multiply really both numerator and denominator by 4, right? 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 3 is 12.
It's 5.
So here I multiply numerator and denominator by 3. Here you're going to multiply numerator and denominator by 4, right? So you're going to multiply numerator and denominator by 4. So if you do that, then you get 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 3 is 12. And what's 28 plus 12?
40.
40. That's right. 28 plus 12 is equal to 40. So take out this underline. Okay. Okay. So here you'd have, and I'll just put it over here, 28 plus 12 equal 40. Okay. So now you know how to do to convert your ratios. You just find a number. You can multiply both the top and the bottom number in the fraction by the same number. And then whatever you get should add up to whatever your sum is.
Yes.
Any questions on number 6?
No, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Very good. Okay. Well, Alva, you just said that, so you can do number 7.
Yeah.
All right, Alva, read number 7 and tell me what the answer is. This was a setup problem.
Peter has 6 times as many dimes as quarters. Something is in my way here. Anyway.
In her piggy bank, in her.
Yes, it's a little black there in the computer.
Okay.
Okay, in the piggy bank.
Yeah,
she has 21 coins in. She has 21. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be he.
She has 21 coins in her piggy bank. Total, which system of the equations can be used to of the dime and the numbers of quarters, number of quarters. Okay.
Yeah, because 6 times as many dimes as quarters.
Yeah.
Total of 21 coins, and they add up to $2.55.
Yes.
So take a look at the equations and tell me which one you think is correct, Alva.
Oh, I don't know. I had chose D. I don't know if I'm right. I think that's the answer I sent in.
Well, you took minus, but remember the dimes plus the quarters equal 21.
Okay, so it's a plus. So
yeah.
it's A.
Yeah, but it's not A because the dimes plus
X plus 6.
dimes plus quarters,
yeah,
is equal to 21. Okay, so the number of dimes plus the number of quarters must equal to 21.
Okay.
And here they're letting X be the dimes. Okay. Let X equal number of dimes, number of dimes. So then what is quarters? You have what, 6 times as many dimes as quarters. So then
So the
6.
quarters would be 6 quarters. That's $3.
Well,
6
no,
quarters.
it would be 6x, 6
Yes.
times as many. So that would be equal to number of quarters. Okay, so
4 quarters.
that's right.
That's
So
$1.50. Yeah.
okay, so don't worry about what they're equal to, Alva. You're going to only be dealing with the variables. So if the number of dimes plus the number of quarters is 21, then X plus 6X is equal to 21. So X plus 6X equal 21. So you could just pick out the one that has X plus 6X. So what's the answer, Alva?
Okay, X plus 6X equal 21. And the dimes quarters.
So what would be the answer then? It's only one choice that has X plus 6X equal 21. So what is that choice?
I see 2 numbers. I couldn't be C and it couldn't be B.
Why it couldn't be C? Remember I said X
because
plus,
it's not saying 255. It is saying 255.
well, that's okay, because you know what happened? The 2.55 is multiplied by 100.
Okay, that's why I didn't pick those 2 answers, because I'm saying maybe it's a trick.
No.
Okay.
No, that's the only one that has the X plus 6X is 21 is C, right?
Oh, yes. Okay.
And the quarters are 0.25, but it's 6 times as many. So that's 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times the 0.25 is, well, 10 times, well, 100 times 0.25 is 25. Okay, so this was converted from the decimals to the number, just like the 255, you multiply by 100, you get 255. So the 0.60 times 100 is 60, and then the 0.25 times 100 is 25. Okay, so you just got rid of the decimals. So the only one that has x plus 6x is 21. So your only answer could be C,
Okay.
right? Because the number of dimes plus the number of quarters is equal to 21. X is number of dimes, 6x, 6 times as many, number of quarters. Only C has x plus 6x equal 21. Now, you may have been thrown off by this, but what they did, they
Yeah,
took
that's
the,
what threw me off.
yeah, but the
That's I was
250,
looking.
yeah, but what happened, Alva, is that these numbers was multiplied by 100. So 2.55 times 100 gives you 255.
Yes.
0.6 times 100 is 60. 0.25 times 100 is 25.
Yes.
Okay. So it's just like you took this answer and multiplied both the 0.25, the 0.60, the 2.55, each one multiplied by 100 will give you what you have here. But the
Okay.
reason this answer is not right because it says minus and you're adding quarters and dimes to get 21. Got it? If this had been x plus 6x21, then D would have been correct. But then this C would have been a different answer because I wouldn't give you but one choice. But the fact that this has a minus made this D incorrect because you're adding quarters and dimes to get 21. Any questions on number 7? Several of you missed that one, and I think you got, like Alva says, you got thrown off by
One
this.
second, Miss Barbara.
Okay.
Miss Barbara,
Yes.
excuse me, 1 second. I have to use the restroom.
Okay. So this one, like I say, they took these numbers here and multiplied by 100. That's how you got 255, 60, and 25. Any questions on number 7? That was a
No.
setup. Okay. Maureen, did you do number 8?
I had to do number 8, but I put the wrong answer. I had the right answer and I turned it to the wrong answer.
So what's the answer?
The answer was D. But I had put A.
Okay, because actually this is a factoring, right? You factoring two factors that multiply to give you x squared plus 4x minus 12. So let's just take this quadratic, okay? And we're gonna put it on the next screen. Okay. Let's see. Now, what you're doing is factoring. Does everybody remember how you factor? You want to factor.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to factor. Let's go back up here at the top. Okay. Okay. So factor.
So you do parentheses.
That's it, Vanessa. Factor the quadratic.
So you do x plus
So
4.
okay, let's put x. And let's put an, okay, so Vanessa, you tell me what to put in and how you got it. Okay, so what goes in the first one, Vanessa?
X plus 4x.
No, what goes here?
Pardon me?
No, you wanna multiply these factors to give you this. So that means two numbers that multiply to give you a negative 12 and they add to give you a 4. So plus 4. So what must those two numbers be?
Okay.
Which one you're on, Miss Barbara?
Number 8. Number 8.
3 plus 3. X
it would be what? 3?
X plus 3.
Two numbers that multiply to give you a negative 12 and those same two numbers must add to give you a +4. What are those two numbers?
1 moment. I know if you do
The area of a rectangle.
yes, it's a
X plus
plus.
4x.
They add 6 and 6, right? Is it -12?
What is it, Maureen?
One is a -4 and a plus
You
3.
see which two numbers to give you -12, right?
Two numbers multiply to give you a -12, and those same two numbers add up to give you a +4. What are the two numbers, Maureen?
2 and 6
Plus or minus?
minus
Minus what?
-6 and -2.
What's a -6 times a -2, Maureen?
Minus
A -4,
No, what's a -6 times multiplication?
a -12,
Minus times minus gives you plus.
a plus, yeah.
So it can't be -6 -2, because a -6 times a -2 gives you a +12.
so they
Remember, I say they multiply to give you the -12, and they add to give you the +4. What are they, Vanessa?
so therefore it's a minus 1 moment, a -6. Let me see 1 moment. -6 and +4. No, let me see.
There's going to be a -6 and a +2.
2 -6. Let me see if it's a -6 and a +2.
Vanessa, remember they must add up to give you a +4.
Okay, therefore it's a +6 and a
That-
-2.
That's it.
That's
That's it. A +6.
Yes.
Very good.
-2.
And a -2. That's right. And this would be a -2.
So what answer is
So what answer is that, Vanessa? What answer is that?
If you do distributive property, you get back that same quadratic.
whatever the +6 and the -6.
No, what choice does that match? A, B, C, or D?
I can't see it. Where is it? That's number 8. I can't
Okay,
see.
okay, let me go back over
It's
here.
A.
Yeah.
Which
good,
one
Miss
is it?
Barbara.
Yes.
What is it,
it's good
Vanessa?
enough.
A, B, C, or D? You can see it over here.
Oh,
Which
it's
one is
D.
it? Which one, Vanessa?
D as in Daniel.
D, that's right. Answer D. Maureen, how did you get A?
No, you see? Okay. This is what you got, right?
Yeah,
You tell me to change 1 to X plus 6. But down here you got DA, you got equals to X -6 -2 on my paper.
got what?
You have, instead of, you got X -6 and the rate is -2. But now you got here on the board is plus. So that way I did 1 because 1 you tell me to put plus -6 because you had 6x plus 6. So you tell me to change that number 1. But then you got number D is wrong too because you got here X and then on my paper got minus.
Okay, so what answer did you have?
I had put A because you told me you had 6x plus 6 and you tell me to change it to plus x6 which is 11 and the rate was -2, x -2.
Yeah, that's the answer, D. X plus 6 and X minus 2.
Yes.
That's the answer, Maureen, D.
Yeah, but for my paper, the top one have it. X plus 6 is the length, -2 is the rate, but the D got X -6 and the rate is -2. For my paper,
But what's the choice for D on your
On
worksheet.
my paper got x minus 6 and the width is minus 2.
For
On my
D,
paper,
for D.
yeah, but you got it on the computer here now as plus, but mine got minus.
Okay, so that's an error then. It should be x plus 6, x minus 2, D. So make
But
the
mine got,
correction on yours, then that's an error on yours, Maureen.
but mine got an error. Instead of x,
Well,
it got minus.
C should be x minus 6, x plus 2.
Yeah,
And
you got,
then D would be x plus 6, x minus 2.
I got 3 minuses. I got x minus 6 for the B plus 4. C is minus 6 plus 2. And D is minus 6 minus 2.
Okay, so
But I got,
that's an error.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
That's an error.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But it should be D, x plus 6, like Vanessa said, and x minus 2.
yeah.
Because when you multiply those out, you get this quadratic expression.
So that's why I put here, because you told me to put instead of 6x plus 6, you tell me change that and put x plus 6, which will be length, and the width was minus 2. That's why I put A, because they tell me it was minus. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Uh-huh.
it's correct here on the screen. So correct yours on yours. So
Yeah.
it may have been an error on yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But the answer is D as in dog. Questions?
Okay. That'll go for the x here then.
Okay. Any questions on number 8?
Well, you know this number, Miss Barbara, that you just now you said me x plus 6 is D, right?
Yes.
But then you had told me to change A. I put x plus 6, because you had 6x plus 6. And you said it on the phone and tell me was to change it and put a different something. Yeah.
It wasn't D?
No, you tell me A. I got me in my phone still.
Well, no, A was never an answer. It was always 6x plus 6, which it
But you
can't
tell
be.
me but that's your mistake, because you tell me to change the A.
For number 8?
Yeah, you tell me
Okay.
change A.
Okay, that's my error.
Yeah.
All right.
That way I put A, because A is the answer that for D, because D got minus. So that way I put A. But A had the plus.
Yeah, well, it could never be 6x plus 6.
Right, that way you told me that right, but you tell me change that for
Okay.
A. But if you didn't tell me A, you tell me I might think A, but you didn't say D. I will change it to D.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Problem.
Okay. Any questions on number 8?
No.
Sorry about that, Maureen. I'll look at your
So
number
you
8.
say is B is the answer?
No, D is in dog.
Oh, D. I think I have that one right. I'm not sure.
It's D, because remember the plus 6 and the minus 2 multiply to give you the minus 12. And then when you add a plus 6 and a minus 2, you get the plus 4. Okay. Remember I said they must add up to give you the plus 4 for the 4 coefficient of the x, and they must multiply to give you the minus 2. So the answer is D. So Maureen, on number 8, since there was some confusion there, if I had you marked incorrect, I'll change it to correct, okay? Maureen?
Yeah, Miss Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll change it to correct. But I think you ended up very good anyway. I think it will still stay in the same category of very good overall, okay?
Okay.
All right, number 9. What's the formula for area of a rectangle, Alba? What's the formula for area of a rectangle?
Oh, for some reason, yeah.
Area.
Can you bring it down a little bit, because the Zoom meeting is covering up some of the words, the letters.
Can you see it now?
Bring it down a little more, Miss Mom.
Okay.
Bring it down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you want it down? Okay. Can you see it now?
No, it's covering it. I don't know if I can take it off.
The area of can you see this? The area of a rectangle is 24 square centimeters.
Yes.
The width is 2 less than the length. See, there's nothing after the less.
Okay, all right.
The width is 2 less than the length. What is the length and width of the rectangle? Now, what I ask you is, what's the formula for area of a rectangle? What is that equal to?
Areas of
No, area of a rectangle.
Length versus width.
Length times
length
width.
time width.
That's
Yes,
it. It's
yes,
it.
length
That's
time
it.
width,
It's
yes.
square units.
Yes.
Length
Times width.
times width.
Oh, Miss Barbara, excuse me a minute.
Yes.
Oh, you was right. No check, but my phone is D.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
you
You
okay?
was right. Yeah, you was right. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Very
can no
good.
check my phone. Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Oh.
No problem. Number 9, area. Area is length times the width.
Times width, yeah.
Now, in this problem, the area is 24 square centimeters, right?
Yes.
So what 2 numbers can you multiply to give you 24? Alba, what 2 numbers, A, B, C, or D? Which ones you multiply to give you 24 square centimeters?
6 4 is 24.
So what is the answer? A, B, C, or D?
Length and width.
So what's the answer?
Length and width.
Which 2 have length 6, width 4?
Length is 6 and length
And
times
width
width.
is 4.
Is it D? No.
D is a -6.
D is a minus.
Remember, these are plus. We can't have negative area. So it has to be +6 and a +4. So what's the
Okay.
answer, Alva?
I'm not seeing it good, Miss Barbara. I have A and B, but I have A and D, I'm not seeing the A and the B.
You don't see the A? You don't see this right here? Length 6, width -4. You see that? A,
I'm not seeing A and B to tell you what it is.
you don't see AR?
Because the meeting, the recording is blotted out some of the hearing.
You don't
Touch the
see,
record, and it was every recording touch. It got continuing my text, and it would move.
you don't see A, B, C, D, Alva?
I am, just a minute, Miss Barbara. Let me see.
You don't see A says length 6, width -4. Length
Of
equals
A
6.
and B. A, is it B?
Yes, B is the answer.
Yes, okay.
Okay, B
But
is
I
the
wasn't
answer.
seeing it
But now can you see it?
yes,
Okay, because A says length equals 6, width is -4. So it can't be that one because area
No.
can't be negative.
right.
B says length is equal 6, width is equal to 4, and 6 times 4 is 24. Right?
24.
So
yes.
that's the answer. Now C has a -6 for the length, so it can't be that, and it can't be a
yes.
-4 for width, because length and width can't be negative. And then D has -6 and +4 for the width. So we can't have negative. All right. So the answer is B.
It's
'Cause
B.
length
yes.
times width gives you 24 square centimeters. Always square units for area. Questions on number 9?
No, that's correct.
Okay, so that's number 9. Let's go to number 10. Okay. Maureen, did you get number 10?
Yeah.
2 numbers add to 16 and difference is 4. What are the
Yeah.
2 numbers?
I got 6. Y equals 10. A.
So you have A. Did everybody get A? Alba, did you have A? answer is A. Because what? Because 6 plus 10 is 16, and 10 minus 6, subtraction, is 4. Alva, did you get number 10?
I have the answers on my phone, Miss Barbara. I'm not, I don't have it
Okay.
in front of me.
Well,
here
well,
right
this,
now.
okay, well, this one is you add the two numbers and you get 16. So,
Yes,
so that means here, if you say 6 plus 10 equal 16, right? And then if you say 10 minus 6 equal 4. So the sum is 16 and the difference, which is subtraction, is 4. 10 minus 6 is 4. So it can only be A, because the B would
yes,
say 8 plus 8 is 16, but 8 minus 8 is 0.
yes,
C, 9 and 7 is 16, but 9 minus 7 is 2. So the difference is 2, not 4. And then
yes,
D, 12 plus 4 is 16, and 12 minus 4 is 8. The difference is 4, so it can't be D. So the answer is A.
yes.
Questions on number 10?
No.
All right, let's go to number 11. Number 11. Okay, let's see. Now this one, I am going to put it on the other side. Number 11. Okay. The cost of petrol rises by 2 cents a liter. Last week, a man bought 20 liters at the old price. This week, he bought 10 liters at the new price. Altogether, the petrol cost $9.20. What was the old price for 1 liter? Anybody want to tell me how you set that one up?
I said this, but I can figure out. But let X be the old price.
Okay, so let's put what Maureen said. She said, let X equal old price. Okay, what else, Maureen?
And then I put then X equals to 2 equals to the new price.
What do you put for the new price?
2. Then X equals to 2, because the 2 was the new price of 2 cents, right?
Well, it rose by 2 cents a liter.
Yeah.
So you said X is equal to the new price.
Yeah.
X is equal to the old price, right?
Yeah.
So how did you write this as an equation?
Okay.
So what did he pay for? He bought 20 liters at the old price, right? So that's going to be what? 20 times X for the old price, right? Plus what did he buy of the new for the new price?
You buy 10 liters at the new price.
He bought 10, right?
Yeah.
So this would be plus, okay, 10, but he bought 10 liters at the new price, but he paid what, 10 cents more? I mean, he paid 2 cents a liter more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the old price X plus 2. Okay, so this is 10 multiplied by the X plus the 2 cents, right?
20X.
And what was the total? What was the total?
920.
920. So this would be the 920. So there's your equation, right? Maureen said let X equal the old price. So 20 times X, because he bought 20 liters at the old price. He bought 10 liters at the new price. So there's the 10, but the new price was 2 cents more. So that's 10 times X plus 2. Now, let's solve this equation for X. What do you do first, Maureen?
You do the one in quotation first, right?
That's right. Order of operations, okay? So we do, okay, let's copy this here. Okay, so what's 10 times X, Maureen?
10x.
10X, so that would just be 10X. What's 10 times 2?
20.
20, there we go. All right, now let's solve. What do we do next? What's your next
Okay.
step?
We divide both sides by 20.
No, you gotta add these X's.
And the x's
20 plus 10X is what?
is 30x.
30x.
That's right, 30X. Okay, plus
20.
20 equal 920. Now, Alba, what do we do next?
30x.
What's the next step?
Okay, you're gonna, okay, you're gonna subtract the,
That's right. We're gonna subtract 20 from both sides. Okay, both sides. Right? So what does this give you? What does this give? Let's subtract 20 from both sides. Let's take this, copy, and then do our subtraction. Minus, okay, minus 20 minus 20. Okay, so what do we get on the left side? 30x, 30x equal 9.
30x.
Yeah. And what's x equal to? X equal 9 divided by 30, which is equal to 0.30. Okay, put 0.30. Yeah, this is actually 0.2. So 20 minus, well, let's put the 0.2, 20. And so what's the answer? 0.30 is 0.30 of a dollar, which is 30 cents, right? So the answer would be C.
Well, Miss Barbara, how you get the 9? 30x equals the 9.
Oh, I subtracted the 0.20 from both sides, and 0.20
Oh.
from 9.20 gives me 9. That's how I
Oh,
got that.
okay.
So the
Okay.
answer would be C, 30. Yeah, because 20 is 0.20.
Uh,
All right, because we multiply up here, this was 2 cents times 10, and that's really 0.20 cents, right? For a dollar. So where I put 20, it's really 0.20.
Okay.
Okay. Because cents is 2.2, actually it's 0.02 of a dollar, 2 over a dollar. Okay. So that's how I get 0.2. So the answer would be 30 cents. What was the old price for 1 liter would be 30 cents per
Okay.
liter. All right. Questions on number 11. All right, let's look at what's the next one? Number 12. Number 12, okay. Now, number 12, you got groups of students, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
groups of 3. Okay, let's bring this here. Okay. So each group of 3 wrote a report that had 9 pictures in it, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
how many, how would you find the number of students in each group, right? Since there are 9 pictures in each group, you can divide 585.
By 9.
That's right.
That's all I get.
585. That's right.
Yeah.
Divided by 9, and that gives you 65, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that really is the number of groups.
It's
Equal 65. So that's number of groups of
Groups.
students, right?
Yes.
But how
Yeah.
many are in each group?
3.
3, right? So then you multiply 3,
3 by 1.
yeah, times the 60.
65.
That's right, times 65, and you
Yep.
get the number of
195.
students in all, which is
95.
195 students total. Okay, so you first had to find the number of groups of students, and that you took the total number of pictures divided by the 9 pictures. See, each group of 3 wrote a report that had 9 pictures in it. That's where you have that information right here. Each group. Okay. So that's why you use the 9, because there are 9 pictures in each group of 3. So that's 65 groups of 3. So then you multiply 3 by the 65 and you get 195. I think several of you had that one correct. That's
Yeah.
good. That's very good. Questions number 12.
No.
No.
Okay. All right, let's look at 13. Now 13, you seem to have had problems on it. I think most of you had problems on number 13. Okay. Vera and Vicky. Now, if Vera is 4 years old and Vicky is 13 years old, what's the difference in their ages?
9 and 4.
Well,
9
no.
9 years.
Vicky is 9 years older than Vera.
Older, yeah.
Yeah, she's 9 years older than Vera. So what we want to find is how many years will it take for Vicky to be twice as old as Vera? So the equation you want to set up is, okay, so X is equal to number of years before Vicky is twice as old as Vera. So number of years before Vicky is twice as old as Vera. So what we'll do is we'll set up an equation since we know that it's what 9 difference between them. So 13, that's Vicky's age, right? 13 plus X, and that would be equal to, and twice as old would be 2 times Vera's age, which is 4X plus 4. So the 13 is Vicky, the 4 is Vera, and the 2 is the twice as old. All right. So how would we solve this for X? Anybody? What would we do first?
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, Vanessa, what do you do first?
Okay, we have to remember PEMDAS.
All right, PEMDAS. So what do we do first?
Multiply what is in the parentheses.
Okay, so we multiply what is in parentheses.
Yeah.
That's the PEMDAS. Order of operations, the PEMDAS, the parentheses come first. So this will be 2 times X, which is what, Vanessa?
2 times X is 2. 2X.
2X, right? What's 2 times 4?
2 4 is 8.
Okay, so, and what do we do next?
We can,
Couple of ways you can do it. Just tell me which one you want
first
to
way
do
we
first.
would do is, what you do with your signs, like signs. That is how I should say it, Miss Barbara. Like signs.
Well, you can get, what you want to do is get your constants together and your variables together. So which one you want to do first?
Do what? The variables.
Okay, so then that means you want to subtract the X from both sides, right?
Yes.
Okay. Subtract X from
Both sides.
both sides. Okay, let's do that. And let's take the left side and the right side. Here we go. Okay. Now subtract X on the left side. Here we go, minus X. And then subtract the X on the right side. And what do you have on the left, Vanessa?
On the left, all you have remaining is 13.
That's right, because X plus X, X minus X is 0. So 13 equals, and
12.
that would be what?
So 13 equal 2X.
This would be, this not equal, this is a minus.
Minus, yeah.
Minus X, okay. So this would be, what's 2X minus X?
2X minus X is 0.
No.
2X, oh.
2X minus 1X.
Oh, just X.
Yes, X, that's right. So we'll have X and we have our plus 8. And what do we do with the plus 8, Vanessa?
We have the plus 8, we just leave it there.
No, we got to get those constants together.
So now is when we would change again.
No, if you're adding 8, you're going to subtract 8.
Subtract. Yes, that's what I mean then. Okay, now you
subtract 8 from both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, subtract from both sides. Okay, so if we do that, let's see. Subtract 8 from both sides, and what we have left is what?
Subtract 8 from both sides. 8 from there, 8 from there.
So what do we have left? I'll put this on the next screen.
So you have 13.
Okay. Subtract 8 from
8
both
from
sides.
13. 8 from 13 leave 9.
No.
8 by 13 is 5.
5.
8 from 13 is 5, Alva.
Yes, 8 from 13 is 5.
Okay, that's right. Minus 8.
So that's just X remain there.
That's right. So what do we have here? let me just put the X over here. So X then, like Alba said, X is equal to 5. So in 5 years, Vicky will be twice as old as Vera. So that means we have to add that 5 to Vicky's age. And what's 5 plus 13?
It's 18.
18.
That's right. 5 plus 13 is equal to 18, and that would be Vicky's
Right.
age.
Mhm.
That's Vicky's.
And 0 would be 9.
So that's Vicky's age. And what is Vera? What did you say, Maureen?
9.
That's right. 5. And since
Mhm.
Vera was 4, right? 4
Mm.
equal
Yeah.
9. And that's Vera's.
I saying that answer to you.
Okay.
I didn't say Vera, but I said Vicky called
I
it.
know
Yeah.
you didn't get, well,
But then you,
I
so
gave you half credit.
then you text me, and they text me and tell she was 9.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 parts to
I
this
got
one.
that one right.
Very good. Because some of
Yes.
you just gave me one of their ages and you didn't give me all of
Yes.
them. Okay. Questions on number 13. Now, 14 was people working together
Uh,
and people working separate, right? Okay. So if people are working together, we can add their age, their number of days. We can put it over 1 and say it's equal to the total, right? So they said let T equal the time that B can do the work. So if A can do the work in 14 days,
uh,
working together, they can do it in 10 days. We want to know what is the time that it would take B to do the work. So when you set it up, you would have A would be what? 1 over 14, right?
uh-huh.
A and B working together will be 1 over 10,
10.
right? But
Uh-huh.
so that means we'd have A plus B equal 1 over T. But the 1 over T is really representing B.
B.
So we'd have 1 over 14 plus 1 over T, that's B's work, is equal to their combined, which is 1 over 10. All right. So what would 1 over T be equal to? Subtract 1/14 from 1 over 14 from both sides. Let's just say subtract 1 over 14 from both sides. And what does that give you, Maureen? If I do that, what do I get?
14 by
4.
What do I get, Alba?
14.
Subtract 1 over 14 from both sides. So let's just do that. Subtract the 1/14, 1 over 14 from both sides. What do I get on the left side, Alba?
0.
And 1 over T, right? It was 0.
Yes.
So I'd have 1 over T.
T.
And that's what B would work. And that would just be 1 over 10 minus 1 over 14. Now, what answer is that? What is the
B.
answer?
B.
What's the answer, Alba?
B. Oh, sorry.
Okay, 1 over 4.
1 over T is 1 over 10 minus 1 over 14. What's the answer? What's the answer? A, B, C, or D?
I would say okay, this is a
1 over t equals 1 over 10 minus 1 over 14. Which one of those choices say 1 over t equal 1 over 10 minus 1 over 14? Which choice, Alba?
1 over 14.
1 over 10 minus 1 over 14 is what over t, which is the time that B can do the work.
Yeah.
Which one?
Ah.
Some of you got this one confused.
Answer A, B, C, D.
It's 1 over 10 minus 1 over 4. Minus 1 over 14.
Which one, Alva? Which
I'm
choice?
trying to figure it out, Miss Barbara.
Which
Yes.
choice says 1 over 10 minus 1 over 14 is equal to 1 over t? Now remember the 1 over t is on
That's
the right
B.
side.
B.
That's it.
B.
Very
Yes.
good.
B.
Answer is B. Now, wait, I think the reason some of you got this confused because normally you're given two people working and you say what will it take if they working together? But this was a little different. We gave you the answer would be working together. We wanted you to find what would it be for one other person working alone. So normally you looking at the together amount. And I think that's why some of you got this confused. But just remember when two people are working together, the sum of their two fractions is equal to the working together. So in this case, you were given what A can do in 14 days, and B, you don't know, but you know working together is 10. So when you set it up, that's why you've got to say 1 over 14 is what A can do. That's how much of the work. 1 over T is what B can do. And combined working together, they can do 1 over 10. That's how you get that. Okay. So look at that one because that was slightly different from the way we normally do our work problems. But if you know the concept, you should be able to set them up either way. Okay. Any questions on 14?
No.
Okay, so we have one more, and I was surprised that some people missed 15. I thought that was like a bonus question. Pigs and chickens.
Oh, that was tricky. That
Pigs,
was tricky, but anyway, I try to work them out.
okay, Alva, pigs have how many legs?
Pigs have 4 legs.
4 legs, right. That's what you got to put. And chickens have what?
2 legs.
You have to know this to solve the problem, right? Chickens have 2 legs.
Yes.
Now it says you have 40 pigs and chickens combined, and they have 100 legs in all, right?
Okay.
Now you could use math to do this, couldn't you? Right? Because all the legs must add up to 100.
Okay.
And the number of pigs and the number of chickens must add up to 40. So, Alva, how many chickens and how many pigs?
Well, I separated, I would say 20 chickens and 20 pigs.
But
because total is 40.
yeah, but what's 20 times 4?
80.
Okay, what's 20 times 2?
40.
What's 40 plus 80?
120.
Too many legs. It's only 100 legs.
Okay.
So you know that can't be right? Because you got too many legs. They must add up to 100.
Okay.
So pick another 2 numbers.
So 80 and 20 is 100. And you're saying pick another 2 numbers?
Yeah, for the number of pigs and number of chickens.
18, 20.
Because what
Okay,
we're
so
saying is this, okay? We're saying 4P plus 2C equal 100. In other words, 4 legs for the pigs, 2 legs for the chicken, that must add up to 100. But the number of chickens and the number of pigs, P plus C equal 40. So that's the math.
okay,
Those are equations. P plus C is 40. Now, what you could do is you could solve for P and put it in this equation and solve it. So if P plus C is 40, Alva, what is P equal to? What's P equal to?
P plus C is 40.
So what's P equal to?
So P, I would say P would be 20.
No, I'm using P plus C is 40. So if I subtract C from both sides, then P would be 40 minus C.
Okay,
Now, where you have P right here, put 40 minus C.
okay,
Substitute 40 minus C for P right here. Okay. In other words, 4, and I'm just putting it on the same line, times 40 minus C, that's for the P, okay, plus 2C equal 100. So Alva, how would you solve for C?
okay. 4 times 40
Yeah,
is 120
yeah, I'm gonna put this right here.
minus C
Yeah,
plus 2C.
okay,
So
how would I
2C
solve,
equal 100.
how would I solve this? How would I solve this? What would I do first?
You'd have to you'd have to solve the one in the bracket. And
That's
then,
right. So
yeah.
what's 4 times 40?
4 times 2 times 40, 120.
No, 4 times 4.
Oh, 4 is 16.
So that's 160, right?
Yes.
Minus, what's 4 times a minus C?
4 times a minus C is 4C. 4.
No, it'd be minus 4C.
Yes, minus 4C. Yeah.
Okay. Plus, and we still have our 2C equal 100. What would I do next?
Okay.
What would be what's a minus 4C and a plus 2C?
A minus 4C and a plus.
What's that equal to?
You'd add?
Yeah, so when you add and in different signs, you subtract. So what's a minus 4C and a plus 2C?
Yes.
What's that equal to? Minus 4 and a plus 2.
Oh, a minus and a 4. You had
Different signs, you subtract. So a minus 4 and a plus 2 gives you what? Subtract.
a minus 4.
And a plus 2.
That's plus and a minus. That's
Subtract. What's 4 minus 2?
4 minus 2, that's 2.
So what would be the sign?
Excuse me, Miss Barbara?
What would be the sign on the 2?
go on the sign on the two?
What would be the sign, plus or minus?
Oh, okay, it's plus.
No, you have more minus than plus, Alba.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
So
so
it would
it's
be
a minus.
Yeah, so that would be a
Yes.
minus 2C,
Yes,
and that would be equal to 100. So what would you do next?
equal to 100.
160 minus 2C is 100.
Yeah,
So what would I do next to solve for C? What's the next step?
2 times 100.
No, I want to solve for C. What's my next step for this equation? What would I do next?
You have to, okay, you're gonna add, let me see. You're solving for C.
Right, so what would I do next? What would be the next step?
Minus, then a minus, here I'll be C. C.
Well, you do what? What would be the next step?
Oh, you're gonna add it to the 160, bring it over.
What would I do? What would I do with the 160?
No, you're gonna subtract the 100 from the 160.
Okay, you want to subtract 100 from 160? Okay, let's do that. Oh, we have to do it to both sides, right? 100
Yes.
from both sides. It's more than one way to do things, so you could do it that way or you could do it another way. Okay, so let's subtract the 100. Let's take this equation. Subtract the 100. Okay, so I'm subtracting 100 on the
This
left.
this one is very difficult.
But actually, you could really do a guess. Is that what you did, Vanessa? A guess? Minus 100.
Yes.
I send 100 first, and then I go
Okay.
back and say 300. I was only adding up the feet.
Okay, so 160 minus 100 is what, 60?
60, yeah.
Okay, so 60 minus 2C equals 0.
Yes.
Okay, then you could add 2C to
Both sides.
both sides. And that would give you 2C. Okay, 2C equal, put the 2C on the left side, equals 60. So what's C equal? C is equal to 60 divided by 2 is equal
That's
to
30.
30, right?
Okay.
So C is the number of chickens. So if there are 30 chickens, okay, that's number of chickens. If there are 30 chickens, how many pigs, Abba?
10 pigs.
30 times 2 is what? 60?
Yes.
And then each pig is what? Well, if it's 30, then 30 from 40 is 10, and 10 times 4 is 40, and 40 and 60 is 100, right?
So, okay.
So what's your answers? 10 pigs and 30 chickens. That you could have actually did some numbers and guessed.
I was working it out. And
I do my mental math.
Yeah, you could do mental math. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying, Maureen. You could have
Yes.
done mental math. And remember, you've got to have a total of 40 animals. So 10 plus 30 gives you 40, and you've got to have 100 legs. 30 chickens times 2 legs is 60. 10 pigs times 4 legs is
It's
40,
40.
and 40 plus 60 equal 100. So that's how
Have
you
to
get
go
it.
back on that one, Miss Barbara.
Okay, so you have 40 legs plus 60 legs equal 100. Okay. But like Maureen said, you could just do mental math. Just keep in mind there's 2 legs for the chickens and 4 legs for the pigs, and you have 40 altogether and 100 legs. That's why, Albert, when you gave me your numbers and I said, oh, you're coming up with too many legs, you had 120.
Yes.
But you could have guessed some other numbers and came up with the right one. Okay.
That one is a little tricky. I'll work on it again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stop here. Now, remember, I told you, let's see, somebody wasn't on the first time. Okay, I will be sending you out your next sheet,
Number 11.
number 11, which will be
Yes.
due on July 30th.
August.
And
Okay.
I'm sorry, it will be due on
August is Saturday, you say.
No, it's due on July 30th. Our
Oh, but-
session, Maureen, is August 2nd.
Oh, second. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
next time we'll meet on Zoom is August 2nd.
Oh, okay.
But I will send you the worksheet number 11, which will be due on July 30th. Okay, it will say that at the top of the sheet, due July 30th. So if you go through it, you have any questions, you let me know. Now, those of you that I sent you, that I mailed it out today, the worksheets, I actually sent you 11 and 12. Okay, Maureen?
Okay.
I sent you 11. I figure I'd just send them together. So you have 11 and 12. Okay, so thank you for joining in, and
Yeah, have a good evening.
yes, enjoy your
Have a
evening,
ni-
all of you. And
Okay,
remember
Miss Barbara.
remember when you get the worksheet and you go over it and you have something you don't understand, just shoot me a text or give me a call and I'll go over it with you.
Okay, Miss Barbara.
All right, so long, everybody.
Take care.
Have
Thank
a
you.
nice
Thank you.
weekend, Miss Barbara, and also Mama
Everybody,
Maureen
yeah.
and
Okay.
Okay,
yes,
you
and
too.
Vanessa.
Okay,
All right.
Alba.
Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Back
Yes.
here. Have a great week.
Yes, darling.